Both were treated at Phnom Penh Animal Welfare Society, who specialize at treating parvovirus, and they did a great job bringing out the kind and trusting souls these two animals are. Especially Lark needed a lot of extra care and treatment, as she was so traumatized from almost being killed at the slaughterhouse that she had a hard time being in a cage again. However, every day that passed, she understood more and more that we were all here to help her. And once she relaxed, she made a full recovery, knowing that she is finally safe now. Unfortunately, many more dogs are being killed out there in Southeast Asia. Please sign our petition against the dog and cat meat trade. Introducing our brave Maverick. We don't know much about her, but we know for sure she went through hell, caught by thieves, thrown into a cage, and next in line to be drowned at the slaughterhouse in Schoon. Little Maverick was terrified, trembling in the cage when we found her. She was one of the lucky 16 dogs we were able to rescue from a terrible fate. Saved from imminent death at the slaughterhouse, her fight is not over yet. Unfortunately, Maverick was one of the sickest dogs rescued, barely hanging on for life. She tested positive for distemper, a highly contagious, serious disease in dogs caused by a virus that attacks the respiratory, gastrointestinal, and nervous systems. Maverick is under intensive care at a nearby veterinary hospital receiving for fluids, antibiotics, and pain medicine to help her recover. We check in with her daily and know that she is getting the very best care possible. Despite her illness, she's being a perfect patient, greeting the doctors with a wagging tail and enjoying the special meals. Day by day she's getting stronger, but she still has a long way to go. We are hopeful, though, that with enough love and proper medical care, that she will make a full recovery and live a proper dog life, as she deserves. Help us to continue our mission to end the dog and cat meat trade to #ProtectMillions. Dog slaughterhouse closed. While we know that these missions are extremely demanding, nothing can fully prepare you for the roller coaster ride that yesterday brought. After we arrived on site, we started with calming down the 16 dogs that were locked in rusty cages within the Cambodian slaughterhouse. While they were shy at the beginning, they quickly warmed up to us, with some of them showing incredible gratitude and joy in spite of the unexpected affection we gave them, even more than the food and water. These dogs were thriving under the love we had brought with us. We started moving the dogs from their filthy cages into clean and comfortable transport boxes. Everything seemed to be going well, until we came across more and more dogs that were in a very bad condition, lethargic, dehydrated, and with a fever. We knew that they needed to be transported back to a clinic in Phnom Penh right away. There our friends from Animal Rescue Cambodia took over. Only Zendaya could make the worst dog marble sound glamorous, something all dog parents have to do. Eve Water 14 hours ago. The stunning and talented Emmy Award-winning actor and Euphoria star Zendaya is just like all of us dog parents, totally obsessed and in love with her schnauzer dog named Noon. Except when, it comes to cleaning up his business and hoping the paparazzi isn't taking the exact moment she's cleaning up after Noon to snap a photo. Zendaya was recently interviewed by Vanity Fair and spoke about how that happened when she was in Venice. Only Zendaya could make this sound totally glamorous. You have to admit this is just another reason to love the 28-year-old star. She cleans up after her own dog instead of paying someone to do it. I love how she was worried someone would snap her photo while doing it. But I bet she looked gorgeous regardless, unlike a lot of us who are out here cleaning up our dog messes in ratty leggings and an old t-shirt. First of all, yes, you have to clean up after your dog no matter what. People who don't clean up after their dogs deserve a special place in HE double toothpicks, and it's just such awful manners not to do it. The same goes for people who don't put their shopping carts back in the shopping cart corral. Sorry, I don't make the rules. So many stores carry fancy bags for your dog's waste now, and you can basically find them in any color or style you can imagine. If you're cleaning up your own yard, I'm a huge fan of the Pet Genie, which you can leave in your yard and dispose of waste in. It keeps your yard smelling clean and other animals out of your dog's mess. A lot of people love using a waste picker upper like this for their yard. You should never use someone else's trash can to put your dog waste in. That's also rude. Either bring it home with you or find a public dog waste bin. And please don't let your dog go in others' yards. And if they do, clean it up right away. As far as your dog's diet is concerned, speak to your vet about the best dog food to feed your pup to make their waste as healthy and as easy to clean as possible. And limit treats and people food. No one likes this job of pet parenthood, but we all gotta do it, even Zendaya. In Very Blessed, man starts taking care of Fairy, the orphan baby deer now loves visiting him. In the spring of 2023, Jeff Latondra of Montreal, Canada, came across an orphaned fawn whom he named Fairy, and it was just the beginning of an amazing real-life fairy tale that's still unfolding today. She's my little fairy from the forest, Latondra, 45, told the Epic Times. It's magical. You have no idea ... being close to such a wild, magnificent animal. How magical it is. In Very Blessed, Latondra, who runs a tech business called Virtual Front Desk, says Fairy the deer is almost an adult now. She's a free spirit and comes and goes as she wants, but she still regularly visits him. Recalling their first meeting, Latondra says it began with tragedy. He was having a conversation on the phone with his friend. I was outside, and all of a sudden, I saw this fawn coming out of the bush, he said. At first, Latondra was sure the fawn's mother must be nearby, but after searching, he couldn't find her, and then remembered seeing a deer hit by a car on a nearby road. It dawned on him that the fawn had lost its mother. At this point, Latondra took matters into his own hands, with the goal not of making the fawn his pet, but of nurturing it, and helping it grow to independence, so it could live freely in nature. I attached a bottle of milk with something for the baby deer to suck on the bird feeder, he said. And I left it there, but, you know, these animals, they have a very good sense of smell. Fairy wasted no time and began drinking the milk he left for her. That was proof to me that, you know, she was abandoned, that she had no mother. Whatever happened to her, he said. She must have been very hungry. Watch Fairy drinking milk from a bottle tied to a bird feeder. After taking care of Fairy for several months, Latondra found a new mother and herd for her. But the adult doe initially rejected Fairy. Despite this, Latondra persisted, and in the end, Fairy's new herd came around. They realized they were getting a snack whenever she was there, he said. So eventually they accepted her, and she joined them for the entire winter. As Fairy grew, Latondra continued to feed her and keep her safe, but he never tried to domesticate her. I never brought her inside, he said. She was always free to roam on the land. I was hoping she would sleep near the house, and she actually did. Latondra says he loves and always respects his little Fairy. Even when I brush her, when I pet her, when I give her a kiss, I never try to push anything on her, he said. So, whenever she sees me, she runs towards me. She loves me just because she feels comfortable and secure, and she knows that I respect her boundaries, and her freedom is my number one priority with her. When asked why he chose to name her Fairy, he said, "She was magical to me. She was like a magical being, like a Disney princess out of the woods." Helping Fairy wasn't Latondra's first foray into helping the wildlife around him. He has also rehabilitated raccoons, and taking care of these animals has given him a new perspective on nature. I think, like most animals, if you just listen to them, and you don't try to push, you don't try to take their freedom away, they just feel like they can be around you, he said. He says that if you do this, naturally, they will stick to you. Latondra's experiences talking and communicating with animals have led him to believe they are sentient beings. If you have a cat or a dog, you'd realize that you kind of can have a conversation with your dog with intention. They normally react to it, Latondra said. T-Hay seemed to understand the emotion that you're trying to convey to them. He says that this has been the case with Fairy. Fast forward to now, Latondra still sees Fairy, even though she lives independently from him, and recently, he said, Fairy has even brought other dear friends with her. Latondra is hoping that when she comes around after the upcoming winter, she might be a mother herself, bringing him a lot of satisfaction. For anyone who has found an injured or orphaned animal and wants to help it, Latondra says giving it to the local authorities isn't always the best option, but he also acknowledges that not everyone will have the experience or resources that he has, because he's been helping animals for some time. I would call a rehabber and ask online for guidance, because that's in the best interest of the animals if you don't know how to deal with them, he said. Share your stories with us at emg.inspired@epochts.myc and continue to get your daily dose of inspiration by signing up for the Inspired newsletter at theepictimes.com/newsletter. He didn't appear to be like a dog who had been on his own for over 2 years, Gooden said, speculating that someone may have taken care of him, who was at least feeding him. A heartfelt reunion. Everything fell right into place after catching the dog. The volunteer team scanned his microchip and his number matched. He was Bear, the St. Bernard, who'd been missing for 2 years. Bear's owner, Brandy Ross, was in total shock, but happy with the news and wanted to bring him back home to New York. As an experienced manager of a lost and found pet group, Gooden has many contacts in the world of animal support. One of those was a dog boarder named Danielle Niner, who agreed to look after Bear for 2 weeks until he could make the trip to New York. After a grooming and vet checkup, they learned that, apart from his weight being down about 30 pounds, he was the very picture of health. On September 1st, Tracy Kathleen Munger, who runs a pet transport business out of Colorado Springs, took Bear to New York to be reunited with his family. The reunion was heartwarming. The last time Ross had seen Bear was when he was around 3 years old. She came out, and she was still in disbelief, Gooden said, but she went up to Bear, and she was gently petting him and talking to him softly, and you could just see his tail starting to wag. He was getting excited, but he was still a little unsure. Bear, who is now 5, was more comfortable with Ross the next day, and soon it was obvious he knew he was home. He's adjusting really well, Gooden said. Although Gooden has been a part of many reunions before, she says this was one she will always remember. Everything fell right into place, as far as knowing somebody who could trap him, somebody who could board him and keep him safe, and someone who could transport him, she said. The whole universe just aligned for it to all to come together. Share your stories with us at emg.inspired@epochts.myc and continue to get your daily dose of inspiration by signing up for the Inspired newsletter at theepictimes.com/newsletter. Meanwhile, the Keller family grew. A baby girl arrived, then another baby girl, and the beloved orange cat, eventually dubbed Pumpkin, adopted a new role, keeping watch over the children. 7 years after her rescue, the pumpkin-colored feline now strolls regally through the Keller family's active Florida home. She follows the blonde-haired girls as they play in their wooded yard. She sits in their laps while they complete homeschool lessons. She visits their bedsides when it's time for them to be tucked in at night. Wherever the girls go, she goes, their mother said. She even follows them on the trampoline when they're jumping. Cats don't do that. She's more like a dog in that she's always with us. During phone conversations, the Kellers delighted Dorsch with updates on the kitty's adventures. Then, about 2 years ago, they realized that the cards had stopped coming. Dorsch had mentioned a cancer battle. They called his number. There was no answer. Searching online, the Kellers found an obituary. They never were able to connect with his family, but they treasure the letters, the photos, and the realization that their devotion to a stray ultimately healed a kind old man's broken heart. To them, the connection still seems more divinely inspired than accidental, and to them, the chance to bring him peace was a priceless treasure. Just like their orange cat. Everything fell right into place. Volunteers helped Dog reunite with his owner, but he went missing 2 years ago. a lovable St. Bernard who went missing 2 years ago has been reunited with his owner, thanks to a group of kind-hearted volunteer animal lovers. In April 2022, Bear got loose and escaped from his pet sitter in Colorado Springs. His family reported him missing and shared his plight on various Facebook groups, hoping to find him. Unfortunately, their efforts were in vain. The saddest part is that they had to leave Colorado Springs without their beloved bear. As the military moved them to New York, the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region posted on their Facebook page the rescue. In July 2024, an animal law enforcement officer was alerted to a St. Bernard sighting at a construction site in Colorado Springs. The officer got in touch with Linda Goodner, a volunteer pet lover dedicated to helping lost dogs. We had no idea who this dog was, who it belonged to, and if it had an owner, 62-year-old Gooden told the Epoch Times. We just knew he had been out there for a while. Not long after, Florida-based Gooden reached out to her team of volunteers in Colorado Springs. Tommy Thilman and Amberto set up a trap. At the same time, Gooden recalled seeing a post about a missing St. Bernard a while back. A quick search revealed that one had indeed gone missing 2 years ago. The place where he disappeared was near the construction site. What are the odds? Gooden said. Meanwhile, Thilman scouted the area and spoke to the security at the site, obtaining permission to set up cameras. She then observed Bear's movements electronically for a week before setting up a trap. She would go out there at night, because the dog always made his rounds at night, Gooden said. I think she was out there between 7 or 8 at night, and she would stay till 1 or 2 in the morning. Soon, Thilman's findings confirmed Gooden's suspicions. Bear was the missing dog from 2 years ago. She got really good looks at him, and then we started comparing the markings on him, Gooden said. Eventually, Thilman began using snacks to lure the dog to a certain area. A week later, Amber set up a Missy Tropper large, humane trap designed to capture dogs that she'd built herself. Then they put high-value food rotisserie chicken or Vienna sausage out to lure the St. Bernard into the trap. One day, as they were waiting in the car and observing the dog's movements, they were surprised when after 45 minutes, he went into the trap and waited quietly. They both said that he was just very calm, Gooden said. He just kind of laid there. We've had dogs that try to climb up the trap and try to climb out of it, or they just start freaking out and start digging. But he didn't do any of that. The St. Bernard's condition was clearly not the best. He was thin with his hip bones partially visible and his fur was dirty, muddy, and matted. However, he did not seem to be severely neglected. 4 Paws in Hoi An, Vietnam. A 2-year journey towards a dog and cat meat-free city, the 16th of April, 2024. In 2021, 4 Paws embarked on a transformative journey in Hoi An, Vietnam, signing a 2-year memorandum of understanding (MO) with the Hoi An People's Committee. As our partnership comes to an end, we celebrate the remarkable achievements and milestones attained during this impactful period. Together, we've worked tirelessly to create a safer, more compassionate environment for animals and humans alike. Over the course of the MO, we administered over 3,000 vaccinations and performed 540 sterilizations for Hoi An's dog owners, free of charge. These efforts are crucial in preventing the spread of rabies and controlling the population of stray animals, fostering a healthier coexistence between the city's residents and its furry companions. Public awareness and outreach were key aspects of the MO, with one of the most visible and effective initiatives being the placement of 3 billboards across the bustling streets of Hoi An. These billboards served as powerful reminders to the community, raising awareness to the risks of rabies, and advocating for responsible pet ownership and an end of the dog and cat meat trade. Utilizing today's technology, 4 Paws and Hoi An People's Committee worked together to provide engaging and informative broadcasts on LED screens across the city and via weekly radio slots, effectively disseminating information on rabies prevention and the significance of the free sterilization program. engaging the local community on a regular basis to ensure crucial information was disseminated to every corner of the city. We also distributed over 15 zero leaflets about rabies prevention and the free sterilization program across 13 wards and communes within Hoi An. Four Paws works with dog meat restaurant owner to close down business. To conclude our groundbreaking partnership, Four Paws successfully orchestrated the closure of one of Hoi An's last remaining and oldest dog meat restaurants in December 2023. This significant achievement spared the lives of hundreds of animals from the brutal fate of being killed and consumed each year, and set a powerful example for other dog meat traders in the area. On behalf of the residents and the authorities of Hoi An, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Four Paws for choosing Hoi An and accompanying us during this period. The project has garnered consensus and support. An increasing number of Hoi An residents are refusing products derived from dog and cat meat. The city recognizes the need for a continued advocacy and awareness campaign to encourage residents to persist in this direction. As the saying goes in Vietnamese, water wears away the stone. Mr. Nguyen Na Hung, Vice Chairman of Hoi An City. As the 2-year MO comes to an end, Four Paws and the Hoi An People's Committee celebrate the collective success of transforming Hoi An into a more compassionate, animal-friendly city. German Shepherd shows off epic balloon bouncing skills, and the crowd goes wild. This is a staple party trick going forward for sure. Alison Blair 14 hours ago. Dogs sometimes have talents they hide from us, and they choose the strangest times to show them off. For example, some dogs can stand unsupported on their hind legs, and they pull that trick out of their sleeve when you're chopping up something that they couldn't eat even if you wanted to give them some. On Sunday, November 17th, one German Shepherd showed off that he was actually a world-class balloon bouncer. The Olympics is going to be calling him shortly to let him know he made the volleyball team. But for now, we just get to watch this video. Katia needs to put up a net, ASAP. This skill level is the stuff dreams are made of. Cash could be great. Cash is not the focus of his mom's page, so we unfortunately don't know anything other than the fact that he's very skilled with his snout and the balloon, which is a little bit hilarious. It looks like his mom was having a party, so he chose the best possible time to show off. Now, he'll be the life of the party every time those friends come over. The incredible amount of praise that Cash received when he was doing this trick is probably what made him keep doing it. Every time he bonked it, they all cheered. Positive reinforcement is the proven most effective training tool when it comes to dogs, and he was definitely receiving lots of that. Why does positive reinforcement work so well? Cash looks happy as a clam in this moment. How could he not? Everybody was eating up all of his tricks. However, this video is more than cute. It's a perfect demonstration of why positive reinforcement is the best way to train a dog. While dogs will respond to fear and intimidation, it won't be in the way you're hoping, especially not in the long run. Yelling, hitting, or scaring the dog may stop the negative behavior in the moment, but it will not stop it forever. When negative reinforcement is used, the dog stops thinking about their behavior and instead starts to think, I am in danger. And that's scary. They enter fight or flight mode. They don't understand why they're being yelled at, just that they are. With positive reinforcement, the dog is focused on the fact that they feel good. They're also focused on the fact that you have something they want, like treats, pets, praise, a toy. They'll do what you ask to get to it. Then, they'll associate their behavior with that positive thing. They form a hard correlation there. And that is how they'll really internalize their training. For Cash, hitting balloon equals lots of praise. And that's a good thing. Hence why he never misses. Rottweiler plays Connect 4 like a boss, and totally understands the assignment. We can't get over this. Candice Ganger Powell 18 hours ago. Any family that hosts a regular game night knows how competitive it can become. Now imagine playing one of those games with your dog, and them being pretty good at it. This describes Karma the Rottweiler, and she's an absolute boss at playing Connect 4 with Mom. Listen, Karma knows what she's doing here. It sounds impossible, but one look, and you can see her strategizing each move. Watch this incredible face-off. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to play against Karma. She's got the moves. Honestly, if at Karma_the_Rotti hadn't shared the 53-second TikTok clip, I might not have believed it. But here we are, in a follow-up video revealing the rest of the tense game. Karma actually wins, connecting 4 yellow chips. Does it matter if Mom let her win? Absolutely not. She's still the one choosing where she puts her pieces. And that's the coolest thing you'll see this week. The clever Rottweiler impressed 1.8 million people already. And the comment section is going off to how incredible this is. Many others noticed Mom's sleight of hand, blocking a space Karma couldn't put her piece into, and they jokingly demanded justice, which is shown in the second video. Not you blocking the last hole, so she couldn't block your 4, one person pointed out. Why your hand blocking that spot for? Huh. You didn't want this sweet baby to win. Blasphemy. Outrage. LOL. Another joked. Girl, move your hand. She was gonna block your red, but your hand was in the way. Another added. Good thing the second video clears up who won. But let's get one thing clear, Karma is the real winner forever learning this game. Karma is the top tier dog content we all need right now. Her patience while playing and impressive intelligence make for a tough match. It turns out, there are a couple of reasons why this whole thing makes sense. Petten says Rottweilers learn commands very quickly, and because they're eager to please. This makes for one cool party trick with Connect 4. Not all Rotties play games, but this guardian watchdog breed is loyal to the end. Whether it's having game night with Mom or cuddling on the couch, the key to getting these smart dogs to pick up a new command or trick is a lot of positive reinforcement. As noted in the comments section of Karma's post, her mom had on a glove to reward the pup with raw food every time she got the game right. She also noted it took a lot of patience to train her to play. So if you'd like to train your Rottweiler to do something similar, be patient, offer high praise and high value treats, and be consistent. Pretty soon you might have a Connect for contender who can go up against Karma.